This is the Mri Podcast, episode 210.
Yes.
Where we focus on relationships, sports, pop culture, and politics from a managed point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, our new ones, our OGs. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What's up?
On today's show, a listener wants to know if her friend's husband qualifies for Hoe Shit.
I thought Kim and Kanye got divorced.
We have a Dear Erby from a guy who got dumped but wants to know if his ex is sending him signals.
She is. It's called a restraining order.
Tiffany, Haddish, and Aries got sued for child molestation, and Kanye is having more drama with his baby mama. All that and more right now. This is the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I am Kamal.
And we're helping you to understand the man you love. Let's get to the news, Kamal.
Come on, man. We might as well get into that shit.
Trump asked the judge to grant him a special master to look over the files he took from the White House. Of course, he wants a special master. He already had a special lawyer. Very special.
Very special. Yo, 2 Air France pilots were suspended after physically fighting in the cockpit on a flight from Geneva to Paris. Air France officials said on Sunday.
That's embarrassing, Kamal.
That is, man. But Air France did the right thing. Because if that was Spirit Airlines, they would have charged the passengers extra for in-flight entertainment.
Exactly, man. We know y'all was enjoying that fight.
We know y'all like that fight, man. That'd be 60.
An extra $7?
Yeah.
I went 7. You said 6. That's hilarious. Hey, come out, man. Some bad news this week in Jackson, Mississippi. They had no water because pipes in Jackson are over 100 years old. And you know, normally Mississippi is ahead of the times. Because of this tragedy, Jackson residents had no water to drink, bathe, or even flush toilets. And come out, this is why you shit at home.
Yes.
Always.
Oh,
man, you wouldn't get caught slipping bad if the toilets don't flush. That's the worst thing ever,
That's
dog.
the worst thing. It reminds me of Dumb and Dumber. You ever see that shit?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Bro. Yo,
What's
Nigeria has enacted a new law that bans white actors and models who are not indigenous. Bans them.
Wait a minute, bans them from acting?
Yeah, basically, if you're not from there, you can't be an actor or model.
Wow.
Right. Because something you always hear young white people say is, I want to be a model and I'm moving to Nigeria to accomplish my goals.
Oh my gosh, man. Poor white people, man.
They can't go to Nigeria and strike it big in the modeling world.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's a smart move by Nigeria, though, because they will take over your shit. Black women will not be able to get cast. Trust me on this shit.
Oh, yeah. They were colonized, so they definitely know. But I'm thinking
they
they're a
know
little
what
late
it
to the
is.
party.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, speaking of foreign countries, man, the UK, which is so sad that Nigeria is foreign. I know I got Nigerian blood before you know what happened. Speaking of special masters. But anyway, the UK has elected a new prime minister, Kamal. She is going to have a lot on her plate, and she's used to that because her husband does all the cooking. She's 47 years old, Kamal. And you know, 47, that's very young to everybody except Leonardo DiCaprio. A little old for Leo.
Oh shit, 25 is old for Leo. That's my idol. I grew up on it like Leo. They age out. Man. He treats them like the little rascals. Like, oh, you're a little too old. You get your replacement.
Yeah, you've served your time.
You served your time. Yo, $11.8 million in cocaine was found in a truckload masked as baby wipes at the border.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, that was found in a truckload. What will never be found are the bodies of the cartel members who messed that up.
Oh, my God. Exactly. He'll never be found again.
Never be found.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah.
They tend
that's it for you.
They tend to.
They don't play that, dog.
Punish their workers for misbehaving.
Stepping out of line. Yeah.
Stepping out of line.
That's why they don't have a lot of problems like that, dog.
No.
And speaking of being in line, Cardi B and Offset, I guess Offset's in line these days. Their son had his first birthday come out.
Coolness.
Yeah, man. This is Cardi's second son and Offset's fifth child. Offset is what Nick Cannon calls a freshman. New booty. 5 kids. Dang. Even 7. Put them together. Step it up.
What are you guys doing? I mean, you ain't competing at that level.
Yeah, I mean,
at
I guess
Nick
that's how he was
Cannon
raised.
At that Cannon level
stop
is,
it.
is the booties. LeBron of
busting
pumping
nuts.
them out.
Oh, yeah, leaving
exactly.
it in. Oh, yeah, man.
A Black Lives Matter executive is accused of stealing $10 million from the organization in a recent lawsuit. It's fucked up.
Come on, dog.
So it's embarrassing, dog. But even though she spent the money on her and her family, she doesn't feel like she stole from the organization because she said they never actually specified which Black Lives mattered. So,
hey, man, according to the law, y'all said y'all wanted to help black people out. Y'all help black people out. Why you bitching?
Why y'all bitching? That shit was well spent.
Well
all
spent,
$10
man.
million of it.
Oh, yeah, man. And speaking of spent, it costs a lot of money to get into the Weeknd's concert, man. But the singer of the Weeknd lost his voice and had to cancel one of his concerts, man. Yeah, man. He must have been really high because he said he just needed a minute so he could remember where he left it. He was actually patting his pockets and everything. Come on, it was all bad.
My voice? I seen it.
I know I seen it.
I know I seen it.
I heard it. I definitely heard it.
I can't feel my face.
Yeah, or I hear my voice.
Yo, this week saw California's temperature soar to new records in heat.
Mm-hmm,
it's crazy. In fact, it's so hot in California right now.
How hot is it, come on?
The doctors are performing abortions at the beach.
Oh, golly, that's hot, dog. Lord have mercy.
That's what they think California is just abortion.
That's how hot. Abortions in the beach and sun. Yeah. Thinking Cali just sun and switches and beaches.
Exactly, abortions and switches.
Hey, come on. Speaking of, it's ridiculous. Speaking of the West Coast, California, man, good and bad news for Dr. Dre. Come out.
Mm-hmm.
And the good news is he won an Emmy for that Super Bowl halftime show that he produced. Yeah, but bad news is his wife wants half the statue. So, yeah, he's not gonna have a souvenir, dog. Yeah, which
half?
Side. She wants it down the middle, dog.
Speaking of
not top and bottom,
embarrassing ex-wives, Michael Jordan's son Marcus was seen out on a date with Larsa Pippen, ex-wife of Scottie Pippen.
Come on, I can't believe it. I know, right?
I know. Mm-hmm. Look, man, when we reach for comment, Marcus said for the first time in documented history, Pippen is definitely going to come before Jordan. Maybe even twice, he says.
Good joke, man.
Hey, Mike is loving this.
Like, he's got to be hating it, bro. Yeah, you kidding me?
Well, listen, man, Pippen, wrote that book, was like kind of shit talking him and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, man, it's like, dude, my son is smashing your ex-wife, dog. Like, leave me alone.
Thanks, son.
Yeah, leave me alone. If you didn't write that book, I would have called him and told him to chill, knock that shit off. Matter of fact, my son probably would have known. We don't get down like that. But after that book, it was like, it's open season.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's still out of bounds, in my opinion. But come on.
I get it. When we come back, man, we have some feedback. Then we have a post up from a guy whose son took advice and had sex after a school dance. I wonder if this was advice from his dad, the GOAT. What happened? Kamal and I will tell you soon. It is the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, guys? I sure hope you're enjoying the show. If you like it, I invite you to go to our website, themrapodcast.com, and catch up on over 100 episodes that we have in store for you.
You ain't working. You might as well check us out.
And if you want some more, go over to The World According to Cheryl and check me out on Cheryl Underwood's podcast. We post content there every single day. We have her normal radio show labeled SUR, and then the Cheryl Underwood podcast, where we get in her personal business every Friday. Then on the weekends, we have the specialty shows that range from Late Night Cupcake into Auntie Cheryl's House Party to our gospel show, Spiritual Nourishment.
You gotta check out The World According to Cheryl, even though I ain't on it.
We got some feedback, Hobie.
Do we now?
Yeah, we do, man. Before we get to that, man, I just want to say on this Larsa Pippen, Michael Jordan's son, I think the thing that bothers me, man, is it looks like she handpicked the guy to hurt Scotty. She can't get none from Michael, so let me take his son, because it's still like Michael Jordan's bashing me. I've heard this. I've seen this so many times in my life where women will handpick a guy. I had one woman come out. She made a list of all of my closest friends that I would be hurt most by if she had sex with them because I cheated on her. And she started with the first guy, ended up with him for like the next 7 years, and they had a baby together.
What?
But yeah, man, like. Yeah, dog. Oh yeah, she wrote a list of dudes.
And she actually accomplished this. She was like number one. And
one worked. Yeah.
And you didn't warn them, or you didn't believe it.
I didn't know. That list was. She didn't tell me 2 years later when we had.
Okay. I thought you saw the list and was like, ha ha ha, never happened because my boys is. Hey.
Yeah, nah. We fell out, and then years later in the reconciliation, we talked it out, and she told me that's how that happened.
Wow.
So. Yeah, man. We got some feedback, Hobie.
Do we now?
Yeah, man. I don't know how that. We just stuck that in a segment. Plumber944 on Instagram said, in response to us saying that Powell only got his jersey retired from the Lakers because, he stepped up after Kobe passed. He said Kobe won with a loaded team that doesn't get enough credit. All right. Thank you, sir.
Loaded?
I guess maybe he's talking about Shaq.
Every championship team is going to have some good players. So you're not going to have a team full of bums. But loaded, I wouldn't call it loaded. It was just they were professionals and they were all capable and they knew how to play basketball and they knew their roles. But point well taken.
I appreciate it, man. Because you will shit on the Lake Show any chance you get. So I'm glad.
Wait a second. Are we talking about the Lakers?
Man, get out of here, man. This next one's from Jenny from the Globe. She says this message is for Kamal in regards to the situation he just went through when you were assaulted by a gay dude. Our girl Jenny, one of our best, our faves.
She stays consistent.
Oh yeah, she's very consistent. She be all over the globe, so she has time to listen to us, man. Anyway, hi Jenny.
Hey Jenny.
She says never ever trust your fatherly instinct. I'm speaking from a place.
She never ever not trust your fatherly instinct, right? Not.
Yeah, I missed that not.
Yeah, never ever trust your fatherly instincts.
Because I didn't know where this was going. She said never ever not trust your fatherly instinct.
Oh yeah.
I'm speaking from a place of plenty unfortunate experiences on this subject. Now this is where it gets deep. She said the fact that this man made such a big deal about it is a trigger for me right off top. Any sensible man would have apologized and respected that boundary you were trying to set forth for your son. You did the right thing. Fuck his feelings about it and fuck the trigger. Not to put too much of my personal business out there, but the man who molested me as a child had the same reaction when my stepdad asked him to stop putting me on his lap. Just got real, dog. It got so bad, he moved my aunt, cousin, and himself to another state 2 weeks later. That reaction that man had is the biggest red flag for me. It's not about race. It's not about him being gay. It's about you setting a boundary for your son and him making it about himself and being so defensive. Red motherfucking flag. You did the right thing. Point me his direction. I'm a part of the LGBTQ community. I will set his ass straight. That's from our girl, Jenny from the Globe. Come on.
Getting that support from Jen and, you, Kyle, and my people. It's like, makes me feel like I definitely did the right thing. Because I was a little confused based off of their responses. But, I'm in the good place.
Man, I absolutely agree. When we come back, we have a post note from a guy whose son took his advice and had sex after a school dance. What happened? Kamal and I will tell you next. It's the MRA Podcast. According to Webster's dictionary, being in post-nut mode is when you have a clear mind and you can make sound decisions as if you just busted a nut.
Yeah, I don't know if Webster actually said that.
No, he didn't. But our listener, Big Easy Q, told us all about it and we can relate. Women, men. So listen, if you have a story of when you did something foolish.
In pre-nut mode.
Yeah, something really dumb. Maybe it was top grime. Especially something in pre-nut mode you don't want nobody to know about. Hit us up and we'll tell the world. We can all laugh at your expense and hopefully you'll learn from your mistakes.
Aristotle once said, the results of pre-nut mode is the best teacher. I think he said some shit like that.
Send us your stories at Dear Erby at the MRApodcast.com. That's Dear Erby at the MRApodcast.com. And now it's time for a post-nut mode story, only on the MRA Podcast. All right, man, this one is from Tyson in Trenton. He said, my son got his first girlfriend last November. The boy fell hard in love. His mom is super strict and doesn't want him having sex before marriage. I encourage him to have sex. Back in February, his school was having a Valentine's Day dance, and afterwards, a bunch of them were going to a beach house for a supervised after party. His mom signed off on it because she knew that adults would be there. But I knew good and damn well that 2 adults could not keep up with 10 horny teenagers the whole time. Sure enough, my son comes up to me and asks if he should do it. I said, hell yes. Hell yes, he should do it. Oh, man. I was so happy that he was finally going to get some. I forgot to tell him what to do. Plus, I knew he didn't want sex advice from his dad. Man, this boy came up to me today and told me his girlfriend is 6 months pregnant. She got pregnant that night. I forgot to tell my son to use a damn condom. Y'all warn your listeners, I'm in post-nut mode over a nut I didn't get to have. Come on, where did Tyson go wrong?
Well, where didn't he go wrong? First of all, I'm not having that relationship with my son, man. I'm not talking to my son about like smashing, especially when he's in high school, man. I think it's low key. I think it's a tad bit inappropriate, and a flag on the play. Like I'm all for I'm all for it, but I can't be seen promoting it. If you can understand, like the United States with like certain wars and shit like that, like like in different countries and toppling like dictators, like we're for it. We just can't be seen like promoting the shit. That's the way I feel.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Nancy Pelosi going to Taiwan. We support Taiwan, but we're not on the record going over there because we're trying to start no shit.
And so, like, this type of shit happens. And what I really wouldn't want is if homegirls pops finds out, wait, you told them to do it? Oh, man, you got a problem. Tyson, man, you got a problem if you're encouraging your son to smash my daughter, and you're not giving him the protection talk or even giving him protection. I don't condone it, but hey, man, at least if you're gonna promote this shit, make sure they do it right. Now, Tyson, you're about to be granddad.
Man. Them words feel weird when you talk about yourself. When we come back, man, Tiffany Haddish and Aries. What in the hell, man? They getting sued for child molestation, man. Feels like a theme here. We're going to talk about it next. It's MRA Podcast.
The video?
Hey, guys, if you're digging the show, then please tell somebody. People might say something to you like, hey, man, what podcast you listening to? And that's when you say the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Or the MRA Podcast with Kamal and Kyle.
All right, Kamal, man, this is a big story right now, man. Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears, they did a comedy video for Funny or Die. It was an attempt. The joke was basically about, I guess, to warn people about leaving your kids with a pedophile, with that creepy uncle. Yeah. Tiffany Haddish, is the mom of these 2 boys. This is a boy and this girl. And she keep dropping off the kid to the uncle, a creepy uncle, and the uncle is, rubbing baby oil on those boys' back, and there's a bathtub scene. It is very inappropriate. Kamal, you saw it before me, man. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I was definitely disturbed. Obviously, I don't know if I would have saw it like in real time because it's an old video. It's probably 15 years old or something like that. And so obviously, the climate's changed, and things that was acceptable back then, are not acceptable now. And so I'm looking at it from 2022 lens. A 2022 lens. And so I don't know if I would have saw it when they first dropped it, what my response would have been. I'd like to think I would still be a little uneasy. I get where they were trying to go with it. It's just the execution. I think they kept it a little too real. If you haven't seen the video, and I don't recommend anybody seeing the video, but Aries plays like a pedophile, and it's like through the eyes of a pedophile, I guess, what a pedophile sees when he sees like a little kid. And so a lot of slow motion, but the boy's probably like around 8 or 9 years old, and he's like wearing like tidy whities. That's all he has on, like underoos. And I think that's where, for me is where they cross the line. Either use a grown up, you know, and disguise him as a kid, or fully clothe that kid. But yeah, I think the kid just having on like underwear. I was gonna say, so all these years later, the boy's mom, I guess the sister, I didn't see the sister at all in the video, but they accused Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears of grooming them for the video. I do think it's a bit of a money grab. I think it's inappropriate, but I don't think that counts as sexually assault or sexual molestation or anything like that. And that's why this is a lawsuit and not like turned over to the criminal. DA, because it's not criminal, because I think it's in poor taste, but you know, I think what they're trying to do now is capitalize off of you know, Aries and Tiffany's fame and success. Fortune.
Yeah, it's a money grab. The way the victims position themselves, you know, this ruined their life and stuff like that. Look, man, let me just say what I thought was whack. According to the victims, and listen, man, come on, we both comedians, we both have done sketches. We come up with these crazy ideas that we were like, wouldn't it be crazy? Because it's not glorifying child molesters. It's saying, man, you know, keep your kids away from child molesters. It literally says that in print at the end of the sketch. And they thought, man, if we could just get a kid to do it, man. So I do believe they tricked these kids, and you know, they leveraged. You could get, it's going to be on your reel, a Nickelodeon. And not only that, man, this is going to help you get a Nickelodeon job. That's the part that felt slimy. I didn't appreciate that part, if it's true. And it seems like, come on, man. Like I said, we both tried to figure out how to get, you know, kids cast. And this is when Funny or Die was blowing people up. There was the first big Funny or Die video is the little girl cursing. And so one of the Funny or Die tropes, if you have, is to take a kid and do something extreme. But they crossed the line. Huge. A kid in his drawers, felt very uncomfortable. The thing I didn't like about it is the lawsuit says, you know, it's inappropriate touching, which, like I said, if it was my sons, I'd be furious that you tricked me into that shit. Aries tucks the boy on his back. Just if y'all wanted to know, he touches the boy on his back.
With like
and the boy touches Aries on his shoulder, huh?
Yeah, with baby oil and shit.
Yeah, it's. But just so you know, I mean, they say molesting in the thing, and so my mind is like, was he touching the boy in the groin? Did he get close to the private? Not even close. But they crossed the line. So yeah, I think it's a money grab, but I think you know, if the public sees the video, I think it will help Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears, because people will say, "Oh, that was a bad joke." But
it's definitely distasteful. It's definitely crossing the line.
Oh yeah.
You know, it passes like humor and art and turns into something that makes you feel like icky and yucky.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
But I don't think a crime was committed. Now, if they say like they got footage of like some cut, they hit the cutting room floor.
Yeah. No.
Okay, but the shit that we've seen, that the audience has seen, doesn't constitute that, in my opinion, especially if, you know, mom dropped them off, essentially gave the okay, so she can say they lied to me.
Yeah.
All she wants, but she doesn't have like a contract that says all's gonna happen is this, and the video clearly shows them doing something else. If it's just like her word against their word, you know. And plus, I think they say like they're scared to leave the house because they don't trust adults. It's like
lawyer
okay,
talk.
Yeah,
that's lawyer talk.
Yeah,
that's lawyer talk.
And that's like not just lawyer talk. That's like ambulance chaser lawyer talk.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so that's ridiculous, man. When we come back, man, Kanye is having more, speaking of kids, more drama with his baby mama. Kamal and I are going to tell you how to avoid this situation next. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys and gals, if you're enjoying the show, let someone know. Whatever app you're listening on, please subscribe, give us 5 stars, and leave a positive comment.
And why wouldn't you give us 5 stars and a positive comment? We're great.
Yes, we are. This helps our placement so that other people can enjoy the show as well.
And why wouldn't they? We're great.
Okay, Kamal, I know you're not a huge fan of Kanye, man. Kanye
Not
took to
at
his
all.
Instagram to vent that he isn't allowed to pick the school that his kids go to. Then he pitched that maybe they should split time into 2 different houses and 2 different schools. Kamal, assuming that is true, the Kamal doesn't get his say where the kids go to school, where they're educated, man. Regardless of how you feel about Kamal Abdul-Jabbar, this show is meant to teach women how men really are so they can understand us and have their heart broke a lot less. And to encourage dudes and give them a place to say, man, hey, man, we got your back, man. We going to help you with this and that. We like ways, man. We going to tell you what's around that corner before you get to it. Kamal, how can a man in Kanye's situation avoid this problem? First, how you feel about it, and then help him out.
I mean, I think Kanye's going through his shit again. Either he's off his meds, or if he's not on medication, he's, something. He's going through that stage or one of those cycles again. And so it's not just the shit about his kids. He's, he's showing screenshots, private text message, text exchanges between him and his kids' mom and stuff like that.
Grandma and mama-in-law.
Right. Talking about, bringing up the Playboy thing again, embarrassing the mother of his children. My kids won't be posing in Playboy and all this nonsense. It's just the guy is a liability. He is always going to reveal secrets, family secrets. He's going to air that shit out to the public. He's going to embarrass you.
Temper tantrum.
He's gonna embarrass you if you don't see things his way. And what I don't like is
very Trumpish.
Very, very Trumpish. He's talking about father's rights and all of this shit. He's got a right to be involved in his kids' education and all that shit. And he says, like, at the end of one of these things, essentially stay out of his fucking business, stay out of it. This ain't it's between my father and his kids or whatever. Some shit to that effect, right? It's like, we wouldn't even know about this shit, homie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need to just let everybody know every time something goes wrong.
Look at me.
Exactly. And here's the thing. What advice should I give fathers? Is don't relinquish control of your kids. You can't just pop in whenever the fuck you want to and say, I'm their father, I have a right to make decisions. Well, if you ain't helping with the homework, you know what I'm saying, you ain't doing the heavy lifting, nah, I'm sorry. And I'm all for fathers being in their son, their kids' lives and having to say so. But you have to be involved. You can't just like, oh man, I'm on some shit. I'm gonna move to like West Virginia, wherever the fuck, Montana, and my ranch, and do all this
Wyoming,
globe-trotting shit, and And granted, he's got a career, and he's gotta do his thing. I know somebody who has worked with Kim Kardashian. I know him personally, and the day they worked with her, she had her kids around. They were around. She definitely had some nannies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But her kids were visible. They were in her presence while Kim was working. Because she's making this shit work. I got kids. I gotta work. I gotta make this shit work. She's not just like, I'm gonna leave him with Kanye and go off for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 and do me and come back and say, where the fuck is my kids at? You have to consistently be involved, the heavy lifting. Because honestly, man, you got kids. This shit is not easy, man. I think Kanye comes in there.
Way more than me how hard it is. So yes,
hard.
I have kids, but
right.
But I'm a little more on the Kanye side. But the problem is, but the difference is, Cabal, when you can't, you got to watch who you pick, man. If your girl don't need your money, you don't have any say because normally if she ain't working and you're paying for the kid to go to school, well, guess what? You get to pick the school. But if you're leaving her to the bulk of the time with the kid, and she don't need your dough, it's kind of hard to be shot calling unless y'all take it to court, not the court of public opinion, the real court, and work it out. Yeah, you're really just wasting your time.
But here's the thing about it. They take it to real court. Based on this man's text messages, he's going to lose. Big time. Right there, man. He's going to lose big time. Mm-hmm. Any lawyer worth their salt, even the goddamn the Tiffany Haddish lawyer suing them.
Yeah, that guy
would be like,
he knows what to do.
Your Honor, look at this shit right here. Mm-hmm. Look at these messages right here. Mm-hmm. Open and shut. This guy is unstable. Mm-hmm. You know, you never know. He might just get mad at his kids one time and air them out via Instagram because he's got a bone to pick with them, or the teachers. I could see him.
He wouldn't be the first.
Yeah, I could see him name dropping the teachers and giving addresses, like he gave DL's address and shit like that. Like, the dude is unstable, you know, and he's only cool when shit is going well. When shit ain't going well, he doesn't really know how to handle that, like a child, man. And you know, like you started the segment out, not a fan of his, you know, and so I'm not a Kanye fan, don't really care for his music like that. And so his behavior, you know, I never defend this man just because, you know, I'm looking at it objectively. And what I always see is like, this dude's dead wrong. I'm not a Kardashian fan either.
But you can call balls and strikes enough to make that call, man. When we come back, man, USC has their first black quarterback in 31 years. Damn, why in the hell did it take so damn long? Kamal and I are going to tell you next. It's the MRA Podcast. Guys, I have a comedy album. It's called Be a Man at All Times, and it's on, what's it on? Oh, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you stream your content.
It's a damn good comedy album.
I appreciate that, man. There's stand-up on there. Kamal and I wrote a whodunit mystery called The Case of the Missing Balls. That's on there.
Based on a true story.
Check out the album. Show your boy some support. And you can buy it on iTunes. Keyword buy it. Stop streaming. All right, Kamal, USC, we're both USC fans. This is the only team of all the teams that we both like, man.
Fight on.
Yeah, absolutely. Your son is a freshman there. Like, who did I say was a freshman? Offset. They have their first black quarterback in 31 years, Kamal. Caleb Williams. That name might sound familiar. You might have seen him at the Texas-Oklahoma game last year. This guy, the last guy who was quarterback at USC, and a brother, Reggie Perry, in 1991. I never heard of this guy, man. He started 3 games
Reggie
in a
Perry?
losing season. Yeah, you remember him?
And that's why it hasn't been a brother in 31 years. It was like them down years, man. We were awful.
Yeah, it was horrible. That was horrible, man. That's when I didn't know SC had ever been good.
Oh, gosh.
I remember my boy was talking about his tradition. I was like, tradition? What you talking about, tradition? SC been garbage forever. And he was like, what? Let me school you, son. I didn't know till college that SC used to be good.
Yeah, this was I had no idea, dude. It was after Marinovich left and all. This was. I blame Marinovich for leaving early, man.
Hey, man. Hey, but anyway, man. Listen, dude. Here's the thing that I find ironic, man. USC started the black quarterback revolution in major college football, man. They signed Willie Wood in 1957. He was the first black quarterback in the Pac-10, Pac-12, Pac-8 at the time. And then Jimmy Jones in 1969 come out. He was a member of the first all-black field. Black quarterback, black running back, black fullback in Division I in history. And then, as a lot of people do know, my dad used to talk about this all the time, SC integrated Southern College, major college football in 1971. Allegedly, Bear Bryant asked SC to come to town, and some say it was to prove this point so that he could recruit some black players. And SC, Sam Cunningham, put an ass whipping on Alabama. And after that, Alabama had black players. They say, yeah, get us some of them brothers like USC got because we want to win. Winning is more important than racism.
My father used to always say, Bear Bryant was like, I got to get me one of them.
Exactly what he said. Come on, get me one of them. And he got a few of them, and Bear Bryant started winning even more. Come out, why has it been 31 years since a black man has played at USC quarterback?
I think to their detriment, SC quarterbacks have been like these little pedigree private school quarterbacks,
Yeah.
quarterback camps and all of that stuff. And so, a lot of times, like, in high school, a lot of the brothers, man, they're not going to quarterback camps. They might play linebacker as well as quarterback or something like that. They might play multiple positions because they're the best athlete on the on the team. So, but they're used to winning and they have a winning pedigree, not necessarily like that quarterback pedigree. So SC for the longest was they were snobbish when it came to the quarterbacks, the private school guys, the Modern Days, the De La Salles and stuff like that, getting those top-notch quarterbacks from those programs. They did a few years ago recruit one brother, man, named Jesse Scroggins. And I think that he never, he was a big-time recruit, but I think that, it's SC, so they bring in 2 or 3 other guys, and he lost the spot. He never had the job, but he lost the starting job, so he didn't win the competition, and he ended up transferring. And I don't think he had the career that he was supposed to have. But I do think it's because of the SC snobs.
Well,
the brothers gonna play receiver and tailback.
Well, that's biased though, Kamal, because to be honest, man, SC's thing is not just private school guys, but it's pocket guys. And they have always been there. Even the black quarterbacks. The reason why the ones that made it, like Vince Evans and Rodney Pete, is because they're pocket guys. They're not runners. They can't run. And so the black guys they bring in, they're always black pocket guys, and they can't beat the white pocket guys. But I've always been frustrated that UCLA had adapted to the black quarterback a long time ago. Oregon had countless numbers of black quarterbacks, but USC never did. And I think they always had an unwritten rule, if not a written rule, that we're going to go with the pocket guy. And I can't believe that they saw all these brothers come in, including Vince Young, who came in and put an L on us and still never adapted to that philosophy, even when they weren't good. How you saw Cam Newton, you saw RG3, you saw Patrick Mahomes, you're still like, nah, we're gonna ride this pocket thing out. So it took Lincoln Riley to come and bring the brother, and now of course from now on you're gonna see SC finally. It always offended me come out that they never did, and I knew why, and I don't like it. I love the Trojans, but that's one thing I always looked at them sideways. UCLA, they had black quarterbacks, but USC is always like, no thank you. When we come back, man, we're getting into some Hoe Shit. And then after that, oh my gosh, man, we have a Dear Erby from a guy who got dumped but wants to know if his ex sending texts is a signal. Kamal and I are going to coach him up. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys, what's up? If you're enjoying this show, do us a favor and donate to our Patreon.
Word.
Just go to www.patreon.com. That's Patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Word.
It's that simple. Listen to the show, love the show, share the show, break the show off with some dough.
Bars.
All right, Kamal, man. One of my favorite new segments on the show. It's called Hoe Shit. What you got, dog?
All right, man. This is from a listener from a friend. She didn't give a name, but she's a listener, a friend from Jenny from the Globe. Jenny's contributed in major ways. She wants to know if this actually qualifies as Hoe Shit. Okay?
Okay.
So we will see. She says, I married a man who was what y'all call big dick energy. He was kind and loving and had great potential to provide for a family. I was a realtor at the time and made great money. Well, after we married and had our first child, he switched up on me. He wanted me to stay home and not work. He hated that I made more money than him and constantly made jabs at my profession. Okay, we're a little Hoe Shit so far, in my opinion. We're edging closer and closer. We crossed that line.
Here we go.
I decided to oblige and stay home with the children once I got pregnant with our second child. I decided to go back to school and get a degree, something he was completely against. Again, oh shit. Over time, the arguments got weird. He would complain about something, and the next day, my mother would call me to convince me of whatever happened. Of whatever he wanted me to accept. I thought this to be very weird. I got through a year of school and finally couldn't take the arguments anymore. The relationship was going downhill really fast, but he seemed to get closer and closer to my family. I started working in real estate again and handled kids' daycare and kindergarten on my own because he refused to help. Well, no matter what we went through, my mother had his side. One day, I was stressed out and decided to go to my mom's house before going home and saw my husband's truck outside. I figured he might be helping my mom with something. Oh, he was. When I walked in, because I had keys to the house, he was going hard on my mother doggy style. Needless to say, I am now single and with absolutely no desire to ever be married again. And and if you're wondering what happened to both of them, they just got married last month.
Well, they deserve each other.
Yeah. I'm definitely Hoe Shit on both parts. And the husband for marrying the mom.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be at least 15 years older than his, at least.
Yeah. At
probably
least,
20-something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's
you know what,
lucky
though?
she was a
Honestly,
yeah.
I can see if she was like 15 or 16 years older than her daughter because she was a kid.
Yeah.
So never really fully matured, and I can see that. But if this woman was in her 20s when she had her daughter and she did this type, I mean, first of all, it's foul regardless. Definitely some Hoe Shit regardless. But I could almost understand it if she was the mom was a teenage mom, because unfortunately it happens, and a lot of those women just never really develop mentally because they were kids, and it's like different strokes, and Gary Coleman and Michael Jackson, it's like their careers kind of like fucked up their childhoods. They never really got past adolescent stage, if you can understand that.
Yeah, that makes sense, man.
Yeah.
And man, that's deep as hell, dog. Thank you. And I agree that is Hoe Shit on the dude, man. We come back, man, we get into our personal lives. Then we have a Dear Erby from a guy who got dumped but wants to know if his ex is sending him signals. Kamal and I are going to coach him up. It's the MRA Podcast. You listen to us, but Kamal and I want you to know that we listen to you too.
Even if we don't always respond to your tweets in a timely manner.
I love how you said we, man. So if you have some feedback, maybe you agree.
Maybe you disagree.
Or maybe you just want to tell us how much you love the show, or that you want to testify about how we specifically helped you out. Or maybe you just want to tell Kamal how he was right or wrong.
But mostly right.
Whatever you want to tell us, hit us on our social. I'm at Kyle Erby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Hit us up and you just might hear your comment on the air.
Promise. We'll be gentle.
Kamal, what's going on with you, dog?
Man, I had the best week
Really?
by myself. Man, my people just got back last night. And as soon as they got back, we went, because they got back late last night, woke up today, and I'm helping out with the end of the summer assignment that he should have did.
Should have did while he... Oh, man.
Yeah, definitely. So it's like, oh, God dang. But
Ain't
man, that week, that peaceful week, I told myself I was going to just be hanging out and go see people and shit like that, man. I stayed in the house. I watched movies. I got caught up in all the shit I wanted to see. And, man, I rested. And honestly, man, I can see myself being a hermit.
Man. Hey, listen, man. I switched places with you, Kamal. First of all, shouts out to hermits out there, man. I don't know why I love hearing you say you're going to hermit. Like, man, me and my boy can hermit together in different locations, man.
Yeah,
that's when I'll touch true
friendship. I definitely see myself doing that one day. I mean, I love that, man. God forbid shit don't work out with my wife.
Oh yeah.
That'd be good.
I forgot about her.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, listen. I went to Ohio State Notre Dame this past weekend, and it was a freaking game, dog. I haven't been to a college football game in a long time, Kamal. 106,000 people in the horseshoe, dog. The tradition of Ohio State was beautiful, man. I've never been to an Ohio State football game. I guess I went to a bowl game, but like in the horseshoe, it was crazy, man. The band warms up like 3 hours before the game in what used to be the basketball arena, and they're just and like 20,000 people are in there watching the band warm up. It's like a pep rally. Then the football team walks through, and they all sing. They know the alma mater. Everybody knows the school song and shit. I'm like, where the fuck am I?
You were there 3 hours before the game started?
Dude, yes. Because I knew that this was part of,
That's some white shit.
This was part of it. I know it is, man. I'm very aware. I'm very aware.
Would have got there.
Dog.
Got there in the middle of the second quarter.
That is hilarious, bro. That is absolutely hilarious, man. Anyway, man, yeah. And then Cedar Point trip, man. It's only my second time going to Cedar Point. That is, we're Magic Mountain guys, so I always hear how great Cedar Point is.
Oh, what is that? It's a Six Flags, or is it just
it's a Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a Knott's Berry Farm, but Knott's Berry Farm is the OG amusement park, and they got Kings Island and Cedar Point in Ohio. Then they got that Mall of America. It's all Knott's Berry Farm. They don't call it Knott's Berry Farm; it's called Cedar Fair, but they're all under the same umbrella. And the Cedar Point is them motherfuckers the truth, bro. As a Magic Mountain fan, I can't say it too loud. I don't want people to hear us, but dog,
they got Snoopy.
It's next level, man. They got Camp Snoopy. They call it something else Snoopy. But yeah, Snoopy, Charlie Brown, the Peanuts characters, their version of Disneyland. Oh yeah, and it is, and it even has an Old West theme like Knott's Berry Farm.
So it's better than Knott's Berry Farm, though, right?
Oh, nigga, by far. But it's like saying Disney World is better than Disneyland. Yeah, Disneyland is built on one block. Disney World is built on 5 acres. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, 40 acres and a mule. So. It's newer, so they had more space to really freak it, and that's what Kings Island and Cedar Point is. It's newer, it's bigger, and I mean, dog, I ain't never seen that many world-class roller coasters. I know this is what Six Flags says, but like in one place where it's just like another. It's like going to a Michael Jackson concert. You're like, damn, I forgot about this one. Oh, another hit. It's just hit. They have hits all over the park.
That reminds me of me having a Wesley Snipes marathon. We were just watching, Money Train.
More hits.
Yeah. Demolition Man. I forgot all about Money Train. I forgot about
these hits. Yeah. That's exactly what it felt like going to Cedar Point, man. Like all those roller coasters is like all those Wesley hits. They just keep coming.
Now I can truly appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah, man. We got a Dear Erby from a guy who got dumped and wants to know if his ex is sending him signals. Kamal and I are going to coach him up. It's the MRA Podcast. You need some advice in your relationship
and can't afford a therapist?
Yeah. Hit us up and we'll get you through this.
We won't even charge you a copay.
Exactly. The Dear Erby letter is our longest standing segment on the MRA, dating all the way back to the webisodes. This is where we truly save relationships one listener at a time. We've saved marriages,
encouraged divorce,
taught a guy how to please his woman,
encouraged divorce.
Yeah, so hit us up for advice and we'll help you out. Send your emails to dearerby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearerby@themrapodcast.com. All right, let's get in this Dear Erby letter.
Let us.
Dear Erby, by the way, yes, I am tired. For the audience wondering who are watching on YouTube, like what is going on with his eyes, man? It is late at night. Let me just say that. I'm on the East Coast, Kamal's on the West Coast, and we had to go late for him. So I am an 8 o'clock bedtime guy if I'm not doing comedy. So that's why I look like I just smoked a pound of herb.
It's not my fault. They're helping my son out with his homework. His summer homework that it was, he had 3 months to complete. But we're going to do it the day before school start.
Okay, that's some nigga shit. You said I was doing some white boy shit. That's some nigga shit, man. Now that's more like it.
Oh, you'll get no dispute from me.
All right, man. He says, who is it? Ronaldo in Pasadena said, guys, I need your help. I was dating this girl for a couple of months. All right, that's new. In a very short time, we formed a strong bond. Okay, that's what you think. We promised we would stay in each other's lives no matter what. We were getting along really well. Then she dumped me to go back with her ex. She used to tell me that she didn't really want to be with him, but he was in with her family, so he used to pressure her. I know she don't really love him like me. She just likes him because he's under her control, and she even told me she's straight up settling for this joker. Okay. She always used to talk about how she didn't like him no more. All right, you said that, dog. I know his days are numbered. Last week, she liked one of my pictures. She ain't done that in a bit. So what y'all think? I'm sorry, Ronaldo. I am laughing at you, dog. Is she sending me signals?
You.
Yeah, definitely at you, bro. Do you guys think she's coming back? Kamal, you got it first. What you think, bro?
Ronaldo, when you said, guys, I need your help. No, you don't. I think deep down you know what's up. Mm-hmm. No, man. She's not really into you. Or let's say this. She's into you, but she wants you to be like her current dude, ex-dude. Like you said, you said she went back to him because she can control him. Well, she wants to control you. If you can just be controlled, you'd be in there. But and I think you're kind of leaning that way. How much you're just really, really riding her nuts like that. Like, she don't like him like she like me. And I think that's the scary part. You know, is she sending you signals? Yes, that she wants you under her thumb. That's the signal I'm seeing. You know, her, you know, saying all this stuff. I don't like him, and you falling for it. Well, she's back with him. And she I mean, here's the thing about it, Ronaldo. She'll tell you anything. It's because my family. Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. Huh? Don't fall for that bullshit, Ronaldo. She's with them because that's her guy. And for whatever reason, you know, they had a break. And you were there. You had a time when she needed it. And then whenever the fuck they patched it up or whatever, while she was with you, she kicked you to the curb and went back to dude. And you're like, their days are numbered. I'm telling you, I'm back in there. Dude, she left you for this guy. Y'all didn't break up and she wound up back. She left you for this guy. Why are you waiting for her to come back just to do it again? This is her dude. He's in with the family. He's in. And let's say everything you said was true. She don't love him. She wants her, you know, she just wants to control him and all of that stuff. Why would you want to take his place? Like, why would you want to be the next dude who she controls? You know? You got to think about that stuff, Ronaldo. I think her being with this guy is a godsend. Consider yourself lucky. She liked one of your pictures. Cool. But that should be the end of it, man. If I'm you, I'm thanking my lucky stars, and I'm riding off in the sunset like a hermit.
Hey, baby, we come back, I'm going to weigh in. Yo, what's up? I'm Kyle.
And I'm Kamal.
And you're listening to the MRA Podcast, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. Okay, Kamal, before I get started, man, you have one more thing to say about our friend Ronaldo. What happened?
Well, I forgot to mention that he says she's settling for this joker. Like, why is he a joker? Because she said he was a joker? I bet he also got a little dick too, huh? Man, stop listening to this girl, man. She was, you know, jaded and salty. Just wanted to say anything to keep you in her good graces. And that's what she did, man.
All right, man, let me tell you my take, man. I believe him. I believe her, as a matter of fact. She said she used to tell me she didn't really want to be with him. I believe it. I believe that there is a situation where your mate can be so much ingrained in your family that, because that's why I always say, man, be careful introducing your girl to your kids. I know it sounds crazy, but like, because they're going to try to figure out ways to stay past the expiration date. And so, for real. So it's like, it is hard to break up with somebody who your mama loves and your sister loves and all your cousins love. I went to a family gathering, you know, a month ago, and, you know, my cousin introduced her new boyfriend, and I was like, I was giving him the side eye because I got loyalty to her ex-husband. You know what I mean? It's hard to break your new talent to the family, bro. Family ain't trying to meet nobody new. We got loyalty to the OG. So my point is, yeah, dog, that means something, the bond that dude has. I know she don't really love him like me. Yeah, you're new, and you're different than him. He might be a sucker MC, and you might be you might come in and just be the maintenance man. And so the way she feels about you is animalistic, and it feels like she loves you more. But she trusts him more, and that's really what matters. He's family. You're a fuck, and you want to be more. But what you said, Kamal, is genius, because this is where I agree with you. She is giving you a sneak peek of what it will be like to be with her. People always say, oh, man, find out how a man treats his mama. That's how he going to treat you. Better yet, find out how he treated his ex. Find that out. And if you get to see it, that's find out how your girl treated her ex. Listen to the way she talks about him. That'll let you know you're her next ex. People don't ever think like that. Like, oh man, we're going to last forever. No, you're not. You're going to last for 7 to 10 years. And then, actually, y'all going to last for maybe a year. And if you last a year, maybe you'll go to 3. And then if you get past 3, maybe you'll get to 7. And then from 7 to 10. And once you get to 10, you got a chance at 20. The longer you stay, the longer you probably are going to stay. But the point is, it's most likely not going to go the distance. It's just, the quarterback you guys drafted this year, pick a team. The fact that he's going to be, the greatest quarterback you've ever had is slim and none. It just doesn't happen like that. So the odds are you're going to be her next ex. And she's going to treat you the way, the reason why they broke up is probably going to be a similar reason why you broke up. So just watch her. She did do you a favor. Is she sending you a sign that she's coming back? Yes. And that means you should run. Where can we find you, Kamal?
Twitter, Instagram, and Clubhouse at Angry Kamal.
That's beautiful, man. I am at Kyle Erby 13 on TikTok and Instagram. At the MRA Podcast is where you can find us both on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And plus, you guys can catch us. I don't know if you know this. Most people listen to us on audio, but we are on YouTube. So if you want to watch the show, it's the same as the audio shit. But if you want to watch us on Kyle Erby's YouTube, man, just go there and you'll see.
Do I have to start wearing makeup and shit now, man?
Nah, bro. Fuck, man.
Start dyeing my,
Yeah, man. Get your. What's the nigga's name?
Ooh.
I can't remember. He's a dying shit, super black, man.
That black is ridiculous. Even before your shit turns gray, shit was never just pitch black. Like,
just don't jet shit. Like, what the fuck is that, bro?
Jet black. Like, who the fuck got
especially
a jet beard?
Especially when everybody knows your shit ain't like that. It's like,
right, nigga ain't fooling nobody. Like, nigga, you was gray for 7 years.
Yeah, I know. It's like, but anyway. I think Shaq went ahead and got that just for men. I think Shaq looks good on Shaq. All right, the black does. KyleErby.com is my website, guys. The MRApodcast.com is where you can listen to all 210 episodes we have done. Come out, dude. Yeah, you bring it every time, man. You're thoughtful, man. Funny, great joke writer, man, and my solidest motherfucker I know, man. I appreciate you, dog.
Man, it's a pleasure being here, man.
Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.